ever had a chance to just chit chat or anything, I've only posted a couple of videos. I feel like maybe an introduction is due. My name is Cindy. I am 39 years old, and I am 2 years post-op MDS, which is modified duodenal switch. I started my journey with weight loss this time about 4 years ago. At my heaviest, I weighed in at 327 pounds. I'm 5'6", so that's a BMI of about 43-ish. I was unhealthy. I had high blood pressure, was borderline diabetic. I battled insomnia, some depression. What really got to me was I started having a high heart rate for no reason. It would get to the point it would take my breath away. My chest was squeezing, it was tight. I didn't know what was going on. I truly thought that I was going to have a heart attack at 35 years old. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I've got a career. Something had to change. When I was sent to my cardiologist, he did every test in the book, he checked everything. He said that physically I was fine. I had unspecified tachycardia due to obesity. Kind of understood that, and I'd already started working on my weight at that point. We discussed some programs. I had been doing Weight Watchers for a period of time. He agreed with me that Weight Watchers was a good program, something good, something sustainable for me to be able to go to get the weight off and to keep the weight off. He did suggest that there were some other things we could look into if we wanted to. He suggested I talk with my PCP about some of those. She and I had met several times. She had tried to get me to do Adipex, which was not for me. It made my heart rate worse. I felt sick. Even cutting them down to a half of a pill, it just wasn't for me. I did not like the way it made me feel at all. So we nixed that real quick. I was sticking to my Weight Watchers. I was working really hard, but the weight still was not coming off. We tried a couple of other regimens. We tried some metformin, some Topamax, other actual prescription medications to try to help. Nothing was working. It wasn't coming off like it needed to be. I was active. I was exercising. I was eating all the right things. It just was holding on to me. So it was at that point we had a conversation regarding GLP-1s. She checked into with my insurance, and she was able to get my insurance to approve Mounjaro for weight loss. It was not prescribed for me for a diabetic medication. It was prescribed for weight loss. It was approved by my insurance for weight loss. I know a lot of people have some controversial opinions on that, and that's okay. This is my journey, not theirs. For me, it was necessary. I was 327 pounds at my heaviest. I started taking Mounjaro. I took light doses. I did not jump all the way up there into crazy doses. I took Mounjaro for about 6 months. I think it's about 6 or 7 months. And I was able to drop about 65 pounds. Still sticking to my Weight Watchers, doing what I had to do, still working out, all the things. And then our insurance changed. I found out that we had a program on our insurance called Surgery Plus. And Surgery Plus, if you, depending on your BMI, would cover to have weight loss surgery. And that's where my journey started for the weight loss surgery. I had never even considered it an option. I knew it was upwards of $30,000, $40,000 at times to have it done here in the United States. I know you can go to other countries and have it done for cheaper. That was not something that I was willing to do. So we started working with my insurance. From the time we contacted my insurance until the time I had my consultation appointment with Dr. Roller in Fayetteville was about 3 weeks, if that, maybe 3 weeks. I went in and I had my consultation with him. He agreed that I was a great candidate for the procedure. He did recommend the MDS for me. By taking the MDS, I could continue to take a medication that I take for plantar fasciitis for my foot. I take meloxicam. Other weight loss surgeries you can't take any kind of NSAID, steroid, anything like that. This procedure, not only did it allow me to continue to take my medications, but it has really good success. So, excuse me, I've been up since 3 a.m. So at that point, we began the process. We did all the blood work and all the testing, everything he submitted to my insurance. Once the insurance approved the last stage, it was 2 weeks before I had my surgery, I believe. Went out the day before, had another appointment, all the pre-op stuff, all the things. There was a diet you have to do before surgery and everything. By that time, I weighed in at 56 pounds. So the 56 or 66, I'd have to look back, I'm not sure. Sorry, this was kind of an impromptu conversation while I'm driving to the grocery store. And if you hear the snoring, there's a little one in the back seat that's sleeping very strongly. So at that point, that's where I was at. I was feeling good already. I had lost some weight. I was more mobile. Things just felt so much better. But I knew for me to ever get within a healthy BMI that I was going to have to do this surgery. It was just, I weighed all my options. This was the best option for me. I went into the surgery very optimistic, just ready to do it. Surgery itself was pretty easy. Slept through it. It's great. I did have some complications coming out from anesthesia. I didn't want to wake up real good. It just took more time for me to wake up. Post-op was not fun, I guess was the best way to put it. It wasn't horrible. There was not a lot of excessive pain or anything like that. It was very uncomfortable. You wake up and all you want to do is just drink, but you can't. It's been preached to me leading up to that point that you can no longer just guzzle. You can't just chug a bottle of water because you're thirsty. We were going to have to drink in very small 1 to 2 ounce increments at a time. So I was mentally prepared for that. Started drinking the shakes. They were rough to get down while still in the hospital, but you have to drink. It's been 2 years. I want to say it was 2 ounces every hour for so many consecutive hours before you can go home. I did not get it the first night. It was, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. By mid-afternoon the second day, I was able to get them down and was released from the hospital. Due to my significant drive from Fayetteville back home, it was about 5 hours. My insurance requested that I stay in Fayetteville for 3 days, which they paid for everything for. So my husband and I stayed at a hotel for the next 2 days, just making sure that I was okay to travel and things were going good. I was drinking the shakes. I was keeping some liquids down. Felt pretty good. Honestly, it wasn't bad. I was still not hungry at that point yet, just thirsty mainly. So we drove home a couple of days after my surgery. Everything was going good. The first 2 weeks at home, they were tough. I've got kids at home. I'm the cook. My husband he cooks like spaghetti. That's about it. He doesn't cook a whole lot. So I was still cooking the main meals for my family so that they ate healthy. I did not want them resorting to fast food or junk or anything like that. So I continued to cook for them. And I've heard some people say that was hard for them to cook for their families. when they couldn't eat, but for me, I think it really helped. It kept me in my normal routine. It had some normalcy I felt about it. Don't get me wrong, the food smelled delicious as always, and yes, I absolutely wanted to eat it, but I knew that I couldn't. But somehow, the cooking and the smells, I strongly feel like it helped me through it all. After my 2-week post-op appointment, I was released to soft foods. It was you had to be able to cut it with a cheap plastic fork to be able to eat it. So it was a lot of scrambled eggs. I ate so many eggs. I thought I was going to go crazy. I ate yogurt. I ate cottage cheese. I ate hard-boiled eggs. I was able to have some soft meats. And then still protein shakes. I took a protein shake to supplement everything every day. And then as the time went on, I was released to have more food. Oh, I'm so sorry. But I was released to have more and more options were available. And here we are. I am almost 2 years post-op. Today is June 14th-ish. On July 27th is my first anniversary. So that'll be 2 years for me. Today, my starting out weight was 326, 27 pounds. I have been stuck at 204 for the last probably 8 or 9 months. I do still stick to my dietary restrictions. I eat my protein first always. So it's always 3 to 4 ounces of protein, and then I have vegetables, and then I can have carbs. Our rule is 5 grams of fat, 5 grams of fat per serving, 15 grams of carb, per meal. Like, you want to keep it very, very low carb. And then I aim to get 100 to 125 grams of protein a day. I cannot eat enough food to get to that point. My go-tos are jerkies, lunch meats, clean lunch meats, string cheese, a lot of eggs, boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, omelets, however you want to put them. I do still supplement with a protein shake, just because it's what works for me. My preferred protein shakes are the Quest salted caramel. I mix them with a coffee concentrate or with just cold brew coffee, and that's how I get my protein in. I do have one of those shakes every single day. I shoot for a gallon of water a day. That one's hard for me. And then I have a whole slew of supplements that I'm supposed to take every day. Do I take them every single day? No. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I don't. But so far, it's been good. It's been really good. It's been a long journey. No amount of pre-op or post-op appointments with the practitioner or the doctor prepares you for the mental struggle. The struggle that you have with yourself. Everyone says, oh, you're going to be different. Things are going to change. It does. But you don't understand how much it affects your own mental health until it happens. And for me, I was excited to have the weight off. I had been heavy since I don't even know when. I don't remember ever being normal size. I never remember being the size of my peers or anything like that. I was always big. I want to say in 7th grade, I still wore like a women's large to extra large. Going into surgery, I was a 24 pants and going into a 3X top. So like, I was big. that would wear an extra large was hard. Like, that's 3 sizes. It was tough. And then it got even tougher when I realized that an extra large was too big. I needed to buy a large. There had not been a time in my entire adult life that I could wear a large t-shirt. I have never been able to wear my husband's t-shirts, my husband's hoodies, my husband's sweatpants. It didn't happen because I was so much bigger than he was. Than I was. I could fit his stuff. The first time I put on one of his t-shirts and it fit, like, I'm crying. The first time I could wear one of his hoodies, it was amazing. It just was. I can't even begin to describe what that was like. And the same thing for just different things, clothes-wise. It was so hard. It took me months of wearing clothes that were so big that just draped off of my body before I realized this is me. This is who I am now, and this is what we have been working for so long. All the tears, all the hard work, all the crying, all the praying, all the begging. That was now. That was here. I was 205 pounds. I wore a size 10, 12 pants from a size 24. I wore a large shirt from a 2 to 3X. Wrapping my brain around that, I didn't even feel like the same person. I could reach down and like feel my body, and I felt different. That when I looked in the mirror, it was hard for me because I lost weight quickly. But there's extra skin. It's loose. And that just, it wrecked my confidence. I had zero confidence. It was horrible. Like, I didn't understand why my husband was with me when I was so big. And it was just, it took a huge toll on my mental health. On my marriage too. Like, it was stressful because I didn't understand why he was there, why he wanted to be with me when he met me close to my heaviest. I mean, I probably put on 20-ish pounds after we got married, maybe, over the course of us knowing each other. So it wasn't like I was 175 pounds and then gained up to that or anything like that. So it was hard. It was just hard. So if you are looking at doing this, have a support system. Know that you have somebody. And it takes more than just your spouse and your best friend. You need a village. You need a whole village. I'm here. There's tons of other people out here that are willing to chat with you at any given time about this. So, but today my goal is, I don't really want to lose any more weight. My doctor wants me to lose about 55 more pounds. I don't want that. I don't want to be that small ever. I don't think that is a weight that is feasible for me, for my body. I just don't. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I actually just had to start buying medium size shirts. I haven't lost any more weight, but things are just kind of tightening up. I go through these spells of, like, I can tell that my skin is looser and kind of floppier, and then it'll start to tighten up, and so I'll have to get a smaller size compression garments, or my tank tops will be too big, things like that. So that's where we're at right now. I just had to get smaller compression tanks and t-shirts. So I'm going into size medium t-shirts. which is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Like, I cannot even begin to wrap my brain around that. But at this time, I'm enjoying it. I'll be 40 years old in October. I am in truly the best shape I've ever been in my entire life. I'm happy. My marriage is strong. My children are healthy. At the beginning of last school year, my son started a private school, private Christian academy, which I now teach at. But they have what they call their legendary blue and white game. It's for current students and basketball players to play a basketball game against parents, faculty, and alumni. I cried when he asked me to play. It broke my heart because I knew I couldn't do it. I knew I could not do it. But you know what? That was the old me. I was already down so much weight that I played in that game. How about that in that game? It was tough. But you know what? I played it. And my son cheered me on from the sidelines. And he loved every second. He loved that I got to be a part of that game at his school. And I did too. It was probably one of the best things I've done since having my surgery. My son's 12. He's very active, plays basketball. I can play basketball with him. I can practice. I can scrimmage. I actually just signed up to be the assistant cross-country coach. Do I run very much? Absolutely not. I'm learning to. It is not something that I enjoy, but I'm learning to enjoy it more. I will not be the coach that is out on the trail running with them. I'll be more of a secondary timekeeper. I will participate in some practices. I'll kind of pace with the slower members of the team. But you know what? I'm going to be a part of the team. So the goal is I want to be able to run a 5K in the next year. That's what we're working for right now. For a 5K. So we'll see how that goes. I've done several 5Ks. I've always walked them. I've never run one. So that's what we're shooting for. Right now, I'm going to be tightening up a little bit on my eating. I've gotten a little slack. I'm eating a few too many carbs, so I shouldn't be. So we're working on wrapping that up. I'm going to begin lifting weights more. I've always been more of a weight lifter than a cardio. I do not like cardio. And here I am trying to run. I know it makes zero sense, but we're going to do it. It's going to be fine. But so that's just kind of the plan for now, is I want to continue to get in better shape. If I lose a few more pounds, that's great. And if I don't, hey, that's great too. I really don't care at this point about losing any more weight. But if I do, I'm okay with that. But I don't want to lose much more. But I do want to tone. I do want to tighten. I do want to become stronger. I don't necessarily want to be bulky. Now, if that happens as a result of being stronger, hey, that's great. I'm not going to turn down muscle by any means. Sorry, I'm pulling into Sam's Club parking lot, and it's Saturday afternoon, and people have forgotten how to drive, I do believe. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. I just wanted to jump on here and officially introduce myself and say thank you for coming on and watching, and I hope you're here to join me for this crazy journey that I call life. I'll post some meal plans, cooking videos. I'm a gardener, so there'll be tons of gardening videos. I'm a mom, a wife, a Mima, so there's no telling what kind of content we're going to come up with. I'm also a teacher, so there's really no telling what we're going to be doing together here. So, but I'm here for it. And I'm excited to have someone to share this journey with. So if you find this helpful at all, or just here for the conversation or here for the journey, just like and subscribe. Thanks. Have a good day.